Hello all, and welcome to, I guess it's the 48th multiplayer live stream for Rank War Master. Today's going to be another short video, but we do actually have some interesting visual developments. The main thing, of course, that we're doing now is what is referred to as PBR. PBR stands for Physical Base Rendering, and that's basically what makes all the modern games look more real, photorealistic than anything else. So before we let's get to that, so I can show you what I'm talking about with that. I can get this thing to start. Now, obviously we haven't retextured everything, but I wanted to show you know, the visual differences. Now, I already have some previous save games. One of the big things last time when I was showing the video was we could reload, but didn't quite work in the tutorials, but as of right now that does actually work in the tutorials, which means you can save and go back and stuff like that, as you would expect a modern game to do. Which, again, to me is a very big deal, because now we finally crossed that threshold that you can just continue and progress play and that kind of thing, which has been a very big deal. And it's been lacking in the game. So instead of torturing things, I'm just going to go straight to it. Let's see. I think this will have to do. We'll see what happens. Yes. Okay. So what you're seeing here is two separate ships. I already built a city. And what I've done is these things have two brand new things that really make them worth it. So we have emissives and we have metal. So, alright, before I shoot these things, I know exactly what's going to happen. I have missiles on the ship that I have. I need to turn off the missile launchers, or else I'm going to blow up when I'm trying to demonstrate. So, yes, it's that easy to turn them off. So, if I fire beam across this, you can see how much it looks like it's reflecting metal and it has that kind of glow and sheen to it. There we get a better view of this. Now, when I have my rear thruster on, that's what you're seeing with the glow on the side here. Now, one of the big things that has been very lacking in the game is having different things change based on the color of the corporation. Meaning, everything always had the same exact, coloring because it was the same exact hull. So now, through the magic of random number generation, I can just hit a button and I can switch the skins on these different craft. And they still have the same kind of metallic sheen on them, just because that's the way they're textured. And so everything's nice and shiny. So we have, in this case, like a tune cone color of like purples, and the emissives, that purple there. So if I hit the same button again, we get a different set. Now I'm just randomizing colors because I wanted to show that now your ships will actually be color-coded based completely on what you selected for your corporation, which also means that the enemy stuff is also going to be color-coded. So we have a primary color, a secondary color, and an emissive color. So if I keep switching through this, you can see how that emissive, the glow, if you will, keeps changing out as well. So now it's white, for example. So you can see what this guy looks like with this, whoops, this glow for this ship. And again, if I shoot it, it'll get rid of it. But you can see how shiny it is, and then this turned up where it is, turned up where it's not. That's true in this other ship over here. Now, the idea is that all the different buildings and ships will get this kind of treatment. So the metal will look nice and metal, the other stuff will be able to switch out and color key out the different things. You have a primary, secondary, and emissive color. So if I go behind this ship, for example, the thrusters have an emissive on it, so that's why they're glowing white like that. But again, if I hit the magic button, I can switch it out. Now, obviously, you wouldn't be switching this during game precisely. If you did, you would go back to the configuration screen and change what your corporation colors are. But it gives you an idea of what has been going on these last couple weeks, trying to add this into the game. So retexturing these things have been a very, very big deal, because now your ships are not only prettier and more realistic, but they also are appropriately colored to your faction or to your corporation. And so that's been the biggest change that we've been working on. The thrusters are blue like that just because of the engine that I happen to build these with, not because that's just the thing in the game over the other. So there's a little fun thing. The factory's down there. So if I start shooting this guy here, I do enough damage, he's going to try to get out of the way. But he got hurt too much. But if he gets close enough, he's going to get repaired. Would help if I turned off my thrusters. There he is. So I'm going to push him a little bit closer to the factory, and hopefully he'll... I think he actually is fixed already. Yep, there he goes. So all the damage I just did to that ship just got repaired. So I should probably have selected him. So if I start hurting him... You can see as I'm shooting him, he's being repaired by the factory. Ideally, we're going to have repair ships that will do the same thing. They can repair the damage as it's being done. So it gives you an idea of what we've been working on. And the emissive stuff we're probably going to limit to the brighter colors, so it actually makes sense to have like a bright purple or a bright whatever versus having a black. A black emissive looks stupid, so it gives you an idea of how this is supposed to work. And yeah. So that's really the new stuff. The other big new stuff is reloading during the Taurus. Actually, this should work. This should be interesting. Let's see if I can put the money where my mouth is. So I was playing around with doing manual saves earlier with the tutorial. So like, let's click load, and guess what? I'm in the tutorial. Wow, see? Look at that. I'm in the tutorial. And you know what else to do? I should be able to do this and click on the 14 here because it's an autosave. And it crashed. Of course it did. But technically it should have just taken me back to where I was. I did like the terrain. Huh. Now that's strange that had that issue. But I should have been able to bounce back and forth between the tutorial and when I was demoing and so forth like that. But that's mainly what I was here to show, more than anything else. So, any other commentary from the Peanut Gallery, or should we wrap it up?
We wrap it up. It pretty much sums it up. So,
yeah. So, what do you think of the new color-coded ships and stuff like that?
Look good.
Oh, we have a chat in the viewer. I mean, a viewer in the chat. Duh. Because that makes sense. I can speak English. Really, I can. Sorry, I didn't know this earlier. But here I am. You know, me personally, I really like how the metalness sort of, you know, really brings out the metal textures, if you will. What you're hearing with those guns, I'm firing missiles. I'm afraid that's what I hit it with. So if I hit it with the missiles, yeah, that hurt it. love how it's just like, oh, it's all repaired now. Or is the process thereof? There we go. So, in any case, I guess that's repairing my... Oh, it's repairing my... Oh, it's replenishing my ammo. That's what it's doing. I kept wondering what the wheel was doing. So now I have all my missiles back. That's going to make missile spamming a whole new level of problem. But there you go. So, what do you think of the new PBR stuff? She's a nice, like, fun green there. Interesting, don't care. What?
It's a good look.
Okay, fair enough. It will look better when all these things are retextured and updated and stuff like that. So we're trying to take the visuals up to that next level. Alright. Well, I guess that's it. I'll talk to everyone in a couple weeks, and we'll have even more updates, which is, of course, the idea. I think it froze. But that's the way it goes. Alright, well, I'll talk to everybody later. And so have a good night, all.
Have a good day.